Hi friends, my name is Ashley Smaldino and I am a yoga therapist. And today I have put together a practice for collective grief. While this is also intended as a supportive practice during winter time, bringing in elements of traditional Chinese medicine as well as Ayurveda, I wanted to also just speak to the moment, speak to the present moment that we are living through as a nation, as a world. And I hope this practice gives you whatever it is that you need. So if you're ready to join me, we're going to start standing, and make sure that you have 2 blankets, a bolster or another blanket or 2, a strap, and 2 blocks. Start to find a little rock, a little sway, and start to move through the shoulders. So you can either mimic my movements here, getting into the hips, getting into the shoulders, just finding a little bit of motion for the joints, the hips, and the shoulders, a little bit of the ankles too. And maybe bring the neck into this. And maybe you slow it down. Like if I'm going too fast for what you need in your today body, a friend of mine shared that saying, sentiment with me, and I just really loved it. So I've been using it ever since. So just find what you need. So I find that when we are moving through any sort of grief and all the emotions that come along with it, right? There's sadness, anger, possibly resentment, fear, heaviness, hopelessness. So wherever you're at, just take stock of how a little bit of movement, remember you can mirror me or find your own movement and tune in, maybe close your eyes and let the image of what I'm doing drop away so you can really tune into what you need here and now. Maybe it's something really, really slow. Maybe it's something a little bit faster. Just notice how this little bit of, soft awakening, especially in the winter time, but really whenever you find this practice, know that it's finding you at the exact moment that it's meant to. And pick up one leg and rotate your ankle a few times in each direction, or maybe you find a wall, a little ledge, and do the same. Or if that's not accessible where you are right now, just keep your toes on the ground and then switch sides. And add the wrists in, why not? Just warming up the joints in the body, switch directions of the circles. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And just bending one knee, lifting the heel, straightening the other leg, dropping the heel. Kind of walking like a power walk in place, but without letting your feet leave the mat. And maybe the arms come in the movement. And maybe this is a bigger movement. And you're wanting to stomp it out. So if you are feeling kind of that heaviness that also has anger underneath, this might feel really good. And we're also just awakening the bottoms of the feet. There's so many meridians in our feet that connect with our organ systems in traditional Chinese medicine. So this is also a nice way to start to kind of bring energy, prana, chi, life force, however you identify with it, into the body. And just notice how this is feeling. If your body's like, I need way less, slow it down. Make it smaller. If your body's like, oh, this feels good, maybe you turn it more into a little jog in place. And maybe a little side to side. Let the arms go wherever you are. Notice how it feels to let the arms and the legs move at the same time. So you can be here, more low impact, low energy, keeping your feet on the ground, just finding a little like bop up and down, up and down. Getting that lymphatic fluid flowing, also moving that energy, that blood, that breath. And maybe you start to dance. If you're practicing on a mat, let yourself come off the mat. You don't have to stay there. Stay connected with your breath. So if you're listening to the playlist, I might be around the time that is the Greatest Showman song. And take a little power pose. So either dancing through it or maybe standing in a power pose where your heart feels open. So when we're cold, when we're feeling heavy and sad, what tends to happen is this rounding, this collapse of the chest, of the heart space. So we're just starting to let that open a little bit and see how it feels. Instead of reaching the arms out, maybe you bring your hands over your heart instead, but keep the chest lifted, keep the collarbones broad. Maybe the eyes close, or you keep them open. And then find a gentle rock. Feel the beat of your heart. Any shifts that you notice that are present for you from just minutes ago, before we started, before you press play. And then keep your feet on the ground and just start to rock side to side, or rather sway side to side, letting the arms be heavy here. So your feet are planted and rooted. And you're simply rotating through the mid and upper back and letting the arms be like spaghetti noodles, cooked spaghetti noodles. Maybe this movement speeds up. Maybe you let your heel lift as you turn to the left, your right heel lifts, turn to the right, left heel lifts. Or keep it simple here, both feet planted. Stand a little bit taller. Notice if the shoulders have started to hike up towards the ears. Let the shoulders be heavy. And start to slow things down. Good. Hand to your heart. Hand to your belly. Eyes open or closed. If they're open, pick a point to gaze upon, either on the floor in front of you or an object in the room that you're in that really draws your attention, that maybe brings you a little joy, a soft smile to your face. Maybe you're seeing this object in a new light, a new perspective. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Over the next 3 breaths, maybe you find that gentle rock, or maybe stillness is feeling really good after all that movement. So meet yourself where you are always. Even if you come back to this video, which I hope that you do, you may find that you'll need different things at different times. So this experience is yours. You always have agency. You always have choice to create the practice that meets you where you are, that meets your body where you are. So just take stock of how this movement is feeling. Are you recognizing, oh, this feels really good, I want to do more? Or if you're noticing, wow, that little bit of movement, I'm definitely feeling tired and you need less. So I invite you, if that's the case, where as we move into this flow portion of the practice, you can try some of it, see how it feels. If your body's like, no, thank you, find a restful position, because we'll eventually all come to a cool down into restorative yoga and an extended shavasana. So make that decision now of what you need. And come to the top of your mat. Have your blocks at the top of your mat on any height. I'm going to start actually with the blocks on the highest setting. On your inhale, sweep your arms out and up, option to look up towards the fingertips. Grow a little bit taller. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees as much as you need. Hands come to the blocks. On your inhale, straighten through the legs any amount as you flatten through your back. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Notice if those shoulders have started to creep towards those ears. Draw them actively down the back. And as you exhale, forward fold once again. Inhale, press into the feet, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, palms to heart center this time. As we move through this together 2 more times for 3 rounds total, I invite you to think about what intention you would like to call in. And the next time that we rise up and reach the arms up, Utthita Hasta in Tadasana, and as you exhale, palms to heart center, draw that intention into your heart and say it quietly to yourself. Last time together, sweep arms up on the inhale. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, find your blocks. Let the head drop, shoulders heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back. Reach the tailbone back. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet, navel draws up and in as you rise up. Reach up. Exhale, say your intention once again. Maybe out loud, maybe quietly to yourself. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, palms to heart center. This time, keep your hands on the blocks as you step your left leg back. Bend the knee to the earth. If, like me, you have knee sensitivity or knee pain or knee injuries or all of the above, maybe adding some padding of one of those folded blankets. Keep your hands on your blocks. Press down through your front heel. So your right heel presses down into the mat. And imagine as if you're going to drag your right heel back without actually moving the leg at all. Then press down through the top of the left foot and imagine like you're trying to drag your left shin forward. Notice how that creates stability, support, and turns on the legs, the hips, the glutes. From here, rise up, circle the arms out and up. Get a little bit taller. On your exhale, keep the arms lifted. Keep reaching through those fingertips. Keep grounding through your right heel, pulling it back. Keep pressing down through the top of the left foot, pulling the shin forward. Like you're trying to bring your legs closer to touch. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, both hands come down. Left hand stays down as the right arm reaches up. Twist towards the right. Notice if that left shoulder has started to creep forward, round forward. Open through that left shoulder as you rotate. And start to circle your arm back, down, forward, and up. Like you're tracing a large circle with the fingertips. Like you're tracing the sun, calling in the energy of the sun. The strength, the courage, the warmth, if it's not too warm where you are. And then switch directions. Reaching the arm forward, down, back, and up. Reach up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Tuck the left toes under. Step the right leg back to meet the left. Stay light on those toes as you step the right foot forward. Step back, step forward. So your arms and your left leg are stable, are unmoving. Just moving, mobilizing through that right hip. Last one, embrace the shake. Maybe you lower down onto your knees. You're like, oh my gosh, Ashley, what is happening right now? You can lower onto your blocks to the medium height and come to forearms for this first plank. You can keep your knees down and lift your shins and feet for a little mermaid tail. Or tuck the toes, lift the knees up. Wherever you are, imagine a nice long line, continuous line from your head to your shoulders, to your hips. And if you're on the toes and the knees are lifted, to your ankles. So one long line. Very often the hips start to lift above the shoulders, so keep those hips in line with the shoulders. Don't let it drop down either. And release. Child's pose for a moment. A few breaths. Hands can stay on the blocks here for an added release of the chest. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Got to do the other side. And notice what happens in your thought process of like, oh no, another side. Or, whoo, I got this. Right? So just become aware. There's no need to like shift or change. Just notice. So move your blocks out of the way just to give you space to step both feet forward, just so we come into the low lunge from the same position. Blocks come back in if you like. Take a moment here in your forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need. Maybe find a gentle rock side to side. And then when you're ready, step your right leg back, lower your right knee down to your mat or to your blanket. So your blocks and your hands are framing the left foot. Find that press of the left heel down and the drag back. Press of the right shin into the top of the right foot and drag it forward. Little isometric work. You might feel your muscles already shaking like mine are right now. Hello, muscles. And sometimes if you're practicing this in winter with me, like winter is a time where we slow down. So if you are having some difficulty and you're getting really critical about your body or yourself, or you're feeling disappointed or ashamed, recognize that your body is so resilient and has an amazing capability to change. If you are shaking like I am right now, that change is starting to shift. You are getting stronger in body and in mind. All right, from here, circle your arms out and up. Reach up. Keep the arms in line with the ears, or if that creates a lot of tension through the shoulders, maybe the arms come forward a little bit, or maybe they come even wider, like you're holding a big beach ball, calling in those summer vibes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Option to challenge your balance. Look up. Exhale, palms come down to your blocks. Right hand stays down. Reach the left arm up. Find your twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Notice if that left hip has started to shift forward. You can use the left thumb into your hip crease and draw that hip back. Keep the length from the hip bone and between the ribs nice and long. Sometimes it starts to collapse and do this. So just bring some awareness to what's happening here, and sometimes that means bringing our hands there. Circle, trace that sun on this side. And keeping the shape of the lunge. So that left quad may be burning, maybe transforming. Remember, heat is part of the transformational process. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating, I'm hot, I can't do this, maybe you shift that into, I am transforming. This is the chrysalis. Last one. Did I say switch directions? I started thinking about the butterfly and the chrysalis and got distracted. So switch directions. Good. Reach up and left hand comes back down. Tuck your right toes, lift the knee. Step the left leg back. Stay light on the left leg. Step it forward. Left foot forward. Left foot back. Keep pressing the mat away. I find that being on the blocks gives me ample space for my hips. And I'm all about being kinder to our joints, especially in the winter where it might be really cold or maybe we haven't moved in a while. Just inviting in a little bit of kindness. All right, this is our second round of plank. So if your wrists are like, that's not happening for me again. Come down onto your forearms, either on your blocks on the medium setting for more stability, or you can move the blocks out of the way. So knees are down, tail is lifted, mermaid tail, or tuck your toes, lift your hips up. Whether you're on your hands or on your elbows, press the mat away. Feel the space between your shoulder blades broaden, and see if you can find a little more length through the spine. Were you gazing towards your toes? Bring your gaze towards the maybe like inch or two above the top of your mat. Neck is nice and long. Draw your navel up and in. You got this. I am transforming. I'm saying that because I am shaking. I am transforming. I am getting stronger in this moment. I am getting so much stronger. And release. Child's pose. If you have your blocks still nearby, on the medium setting, walk your elbows closer towards the top of your blocks, bringing the palms together in a reverse namaste, and let your chest drop down towards the floor. You can also take this where your hips are stacked over your knees, like a variation of puppy pose, but elevated. Notice what is happening in these moments where we're not moving, where we're finding more stillness, more quiet. Very often, the mind will speed up or get louder. Take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come back up. Remove the blocks off to the side. And lower all the way down. And you can keep your folded blanket there for hip support. Hands underneath your shoulders. Hug your elbows in. Tops of the feet, press into the mat. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and squeeze them together as if you're trying to hold a blueberry in between your shoulder blades without squishing it. Gently lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Press into the hands, and without moving the hands, as if you're trying to slide the hands back, lengthen the spine forward as you lift the head. From this length, lift up, low cobra. If you're starting to feel this in the low back and it's uncomfortable, keep lengthening the tailbone towards the heels. Press the pubic bone into the blanket, into the mat. On your next inhale, release down either to your forehead or turn your head in one direction. Relax through the shoulders. On your next inhale, come up. Stay here. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, turn your head the opposite way if you did so, or forehead to the mat. Inhale, come up, either tabletop and a few rounds of cat-cow, or downward facing dog. I'll show both. If you're staying in tabletop for cat-cow, can you isolate the movement starting from your pelvis as you inhale? So I'll come to neutral first. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis first, then the low back, mid back, upper back. Tilt the pelvis back first, low back, mid back, upper back, head. Moving with your breath. Inhale for cow, belly soft. Exhale for cat. Navel draws gently up and in. If you're in downward facing dog, perhaps you are pedaling your feet, bending one knee and then the other, similar to what we did when we were standing. If the backs of your legs are really tight, bend the knees a little bit or a lot. Firm the outer upper arms in from the forearms away from the mat. And maybe start to straighten the legs. See if you can keep that. If not, keep the bend in the knees. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come down onto your knees. If you have your blanket, go ahead and remove it. We'll all find downward facing dog just for this transition to bringing the feet towards the top of your mat. So either walk or step forward. Hands can come onto blocks on any setting that you need. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs, or they can stay on your blocks. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet. Navel draws up and in as you rise up. Circle the arms out. Reach up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Reconnect with the intention that you set at the beginning of our time together. Repeat it quietly to yourself again. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Find your blocks or the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Keep your right foot forward and step your left leg back. Keep your left heel lifted as you come up into a crescent lunge. If you are wanting to stay with the low lunge, if you're like, this isn't happening, all good. Bring the blanket back onto the mat and lower the left knee down. From your crescent lunge or your low lunge, palms come together in front of your heart, thumbs press into the sternum. Use this as your guide as you rotate slowly to the right, paying special attention to that right hip. Make sure it doesn't start to rotate with you, which is very often what happens. So keep that rotation just through the mid and upper back. And use your fingertips as a guide for where the nose is centered. So nose is in line with the fingertips. Take a deep breath in, get a little bit taller, press down through the right heel, press down through the left shin, and draw the heel and the shin towards one another. Notice what happens for the twist. Aha. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, both arms sweep up as you come to face forward. Exhale, hands come down. If your left knee is lifted, go ahead and lower it. So we are all in this low lunge with the left knee on the mat or on a blanket. On your inhale, rotate, find your twist towards the right. Right arm reaches up. Keep that left shoulder drawing down and away from the ear. Left knee starts to bend. Right arm reaches back. Maybe fingertips find your heel, the sole of the foot, or the toes. Or, if not, we have our strap. Loop that strap if it isn't already. Make it really, really small so it stays secure on your foot. And loop that little tiny loop around your foot. Bring the strap around your right shoulder. Find that twist. And just hold on to the strap here or here. Take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release. Release the strap if you were using it. Bring the right knee down. Child's pose or downward facing dog. You can find downward facing dog with the hands on the blocks, either on the medium setting or the lowest setting for more stability. Check in with how you're feeling, especially right side versus left. And now time for the other side. Step or walk both feet forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, thighs, or blocks. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Say your intention again. Maybe it's a word, maybe you've shortened it into a word or a few words. Inhale, arms sweep out. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg steps back, coming into either crescent lunge with your back leg lifted or low lunge once again. I'll show this side with my back knee lifted. So arms are reaching up wherever you are. Keep a bend in that front knee. Palms come together in front of your heart. Press thumbs into sternum. Find a little more lift through the chest. And from that lift, start to rotate towards the left. With the back knee lifted, reach that right heel back. And remember, if you're in your low lunge, you're pressing down through your front heel and imagine like you're pulling it back. And with the back shin, pulling it forward. And if you're in the crescent lunge, same thing for the front foot. Imagine that you're drawing the heel back. And instead of the right shin, the right ball of the foot, imagine drawing it forward. Like you're trying to cinch the middle of your mat, like ripple the middle of your mat. Maybe you find a little more rotation. Inhale, come back to center, sweep your arms up. And exhale, hands come down to your blocks or to the mat, framing your left foot. Find your rotation towards the left as your left arm reaches up. Reach the arm back. Bend the right knee. And you may find this side, oh, I can actually touch my foot on this side, or I feel closer, or maybe you're like me and you're tighter on this side. So remember, you have that looped strap if you need it. Take your time. There's no rush in getting here. So either strap comes around your left shoulder like a backpack loop, and you're finding the quad stretch here. Or you're finding that rotation, that twist, and reaching for the strap with the left arm behind you. Are you breathing? Check in. Oftentimes when things get challenging in our yoga practice, in our asana practice, I just have to remind myself, oh, I was holding my breath, okay. It's not about perfection. It's just a practice. That's why we call it a practice, a yoga practice. Then go ahead, release, nice and slow. Be gentle, be kind to your knees, my friends. Shift back and find a comfortable seat. So maybe that means sitting on your heels just for a moment. Last little push here, last bit of effort before we start to wind down. So check in. You can stay here in your seated position or come to lie on your back or a child's pose, whatever you need here, my loves. Come to the top of your mat. Maybe give a little shake, a little wiggle. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands either on your mat or to your blocks. Step your left leg back, and this time parallel the feet. So walk towards the left side of your mat. Bring your blocks with you so that they are here if and when you need them. And come up to stand. Hands come to your hips. Left toes turn in slightly, like half an inch, really slight from that parallel. Then from deep within the right hip socket, rotate so that the right toes face forward, setting up for warrior two. Bend the front knee. And if you need to reset, like you feel really wobbly or you feel like your legs are too far apart or maybe they're really close together, experiment with the distance that feels most stable and supportive for you. And you always have the option to widen your stance, meaning take the right foot out to the right. Even just an inch can make a huge difference in how we feel the stability in our lower body and therefore how we feel stable in the shape, right? So I feel like that applies really beautifully to just life in general, to check in with, am I supported right now? What do I need to feel more supported? Or what do I need to ask for or bring in, right? Our props, our resources that we have. Arms reach out. So right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back, palms face down. Maybe give your fingers a little wiggle. Maybe rotate the shoulders down and back a few times. Whew. Hello, quads. Hello, thighs. They are working here. If you feel a little bit of tension through your back, you can lean forward just a little bit and be more of at a diagonal versus here. So maybe you try both on. Let's actually all do that. So we'll shift forward, keeping the arms lifted, like you're reaching, trying to touch the wall that's just beyond your reach on your right side, and back to center. Reach Legs stay where they are, feet stay where they are. Yes. The next time that you shift forward, bend your right elbow and find the top of your thigh. Let your arm rest here, but not without just like dumping all your weight here. So your arm is really light on the thigh. Reach your left arm up overhead. Maybe you circle the arm forward, down, around, or backward, down, forward, and alongside your ear. Palm facing the floor, thumb facing behind you. Gentle press of the right forearm into the thigh to create a little more lift out of the shoulder and out of the neck. Ground down through the outside edge of your left foot, left heel. Inhale, come back up into your warrior two. I know those legs are talking to you. Start to straighten through the front knee, the right knee, as your left hand finds your left thigh. Reach the right arm up. Whew. Nice little counter stretch and release also for the right quad. Good. From here, have one of your blocks to the outside of your right foot. And if you still have your blanket on your mat, go ahead and move that just for safety. Rebend the right knee. Right fingertips find the top of your right block. So the block is to the outside of the right foot, and then start to walk, step the left leg in as you bring your block forward so it's underneath your shoulder. Lift the left leg, flex the left toes, ground down through the right heel. Left hand can stay on your hip, or maybe the left arm reaches up towards the sky. Half moon. Woo! We did it. We're here. Maybe bend the left knee. Reach the left hand back. Maybe it finds the foot for sugarcane. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Woo! If you fall out, take a beat. You got it. Balance is a moment-to-moment thing. Take your last deep breath in and release nice and slow back into your warrior two stance. Straighten through the right knee, parallel the feet. Round of applause, my friends. You did it! That was awesome! Woohoo! Now we got to do the other side. You can bring your block to the back of your mat now that you know where we're headed. Hands start on your hips. Slight turn of the right toes in. So internal rotation in that right hip. Then from the left hip socket, rotate that hip externally, so to the left. Left toes point forward. Arms reach out wide. Left arm reaches forward this time. Right arm reaches back. Ground down through the outside edge of your right foot, so the pinky side edge. Bend into your front knee. Yes, feel your strength. And if you don't feel strong right now, say something kind to yourself. Think of another moment where you didn't feel strong. And what helped you to remind you of your strength? Was it reaching out to a friend, asking for help? Was it a workout? Was it a dance party? Was it making something with your hands? Or just going outside and listening to the birds singing, seeing the beauty that is around you, making art? Just bring that to mind now. We all have our unique strengths. We all have our unique ways of tapping into what makes us feel strong and capable and powerful. And this is just one way. And start that shift, reaching forward, back to center. Reach forward, keeping the position of the legs. Yes. This time, stay at this reaching forward position. Bend your left elbow, find the top of your right thigh. Right hand can stay on your hip, or maybe it reaches towards the sky. Option to circle the arm back, down, around, and forward in line with your ear. Notice if that left shoulder is starting to round forward. Encourage that draw of the shoulder down the back and feel how that lengthens the side of your neck. So there's one long, powerful line of energy from your right fingertips to your right heel. Your next inhale brings you back up. Woo! Straighten through your front knee. Left hand comes to left thigh. Open up through your left side body. And release. Rebend into your left knee. We're almost there, friends. Start to step and walk that right foot forward. Left hand, left block comes to the outside of the left foot, left pinky toe. Right hand finds your hip as you lift that right leg up off the ground. Flex the toes, reach that heel back. Like you're trying to launch, like kick off that invisible wall and launch yourself forward. That's the kind of energy we want in that lifted leg. So it doesn't have to be high, it just needs to be active. So think Tadasana legs in the lifted leg. Yes. Reach the right arm up. Notice if you're dumping into the hand that's on the block, press the block away. Yes. Option to bend the right knee. And maybe this is where you stay. If the knee is bent, keep lifting the inner thigh up. Maybe right hand finds your foot, sugar cane. Get light on your right, or your words are eluding me right now. It's hard to balance and talk at the same time. Okay, trying again. We got this. We got this. And if you fall out, just take it step by step to get back in. Or maybe not. Maybe you're like, I'm done. And you can hang out in Uttanasana. And then release. Nice and slow. Rebend the front knee. Find warrior two. And release. Oh, hands find your hips. Blocks come in front of you this time. Parallel the feet once again. Send your hips back. Torso forward. Hands find your blocks on the highest setting or any setting that you like. Stay here with either a flat back or, if it feels okay, fold forward towards the floor, over your legs. Bend the knees a little bit or a lot, as much as you need, especially if your hamstrings are tight. Take another deep breath in. And let's do a deep sigh together. One more time, just in case you missed out. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through mouth. Heel toe or step your feet closer, but not totally together. Still a little bit wider than hip or even shoulder distance. Malasana. Now, depending on your hip mobility and also just your anatomy, you may need some support to come onto, like I do. So you can bring one or both of your blocks underneath you. If you need more height, I recommend stacking your blocks on the lowest setting if you're using 2 blocks or even more blocks. So feet are nice and wide as you need. Let go of any gripping through the hips, the glutes, the thighs. And your arms can either rest on top of your knees or option to bring the palms together and the elbows to the insides of the thighs. Press the palms together and encourage a little more opening through the inner thighs for a deeper release. Deep breath in, deep breath out. If you're using any props, lift yourself up so you can remove them and come down to a seat. And if you like having support, like when you're seated, if you ever find that your low back starts to collapse, lift your hips up, come onto blankets or one blanket, extend both legs out in front of you and hug your right knee in towards your chest, cross the right foot over the left leg. This is option 1. You can hug the knee in, interlacing the hands around the shin, flex the left toes, find a little more length of the spine as you draw the knee in. Rotate towards the right. Left hand stays on the outer knee. Right hand comes behind you. Another option is to hug that knee in, wrap the elbow around the knee. Keep finding that length. If you feel like, especially if you're on 2 blankets, bring a block underneath your hand. Another option is to bend the left knee, bring the heel closer in towards the hips, and still find your twist towards the right. So either elbow wraps around or hand wraps around. This is actually feeling better in my body with more space and less compression. Choose your journey. Release this side and switch. Maybe give a little wiggle of the legs. Start first by hugging the left knee in, crossing the foot over the right leg. Interlace hands on the left shin to find that space, to find that length, and then rotate towards the left. Left hand comes behind you, behind your left hip, or elbow wraps around the knee. Maybe the right knee bends. Imagine you're getting a little bit taller, a little bit longer through the spine as you breathe in. And from that length, as you exhale, you might find a little more rotation, but maybe not. And that's okay. Release, unwind the legs, give them a little wiggle. If you were sitting on any props, move them off to the side and have one block or your bolster within reach. Come to lie on your back. So if your blocks are quite hard, like this is a cork block, you may choose to have something a little bit softer like your bolster for our supported bridge. And if you're not sure, try both. So I'm kind of feeling maybe the bolster today, but I might change my mind, and that's okay. On your inhale, lift your hips up just enough so you can slide either your block or your bolster underneath your hips, supporting your sacrum. Hands can rest either on your body somewhere that feels really supportive and nourishing, or your arms can come out to the sides, palms face up. Right leg extends, left knee hugs in, and that's an option to hug the knee in and to extend the leg. You can always go back to supported bridge with both feet planted on the mat. Release. Rebend the right knee. Extend the left leg. Right foot can stay on the ground or draw the knee in towards the chest, interlace behind the thigh or on top of the shin. Shoulders soft, elbows heavy. Notice where you feel the movement of your breath. And reflect on everything that you've done for yourself in this practice today. Maybe something that you learned about yourself, something new. Or maybe you noticed an old habit creeping back up. And a habit can be something that you do, like an action that you take, or a thought, or series of thoughts. Release. Rebend the left knee. Lift your hips up. Slide whatever support you have underneath you and move it out to the side. Roll over to one side and come up. We're heading into our first restorative yoga position. So grab your blankets, your blocks, and your bolster. Bring your first block on the highest setting and your second block on the medium setting, like so. And they don't have to be super far apart. This is just to create stability so that when you lay on top of the bolster, it doesn't collapse in the middle. And your blanket, I like to have a blanket on top of the mat so it's nice and cushy for the hips and then for our knees and shins. Then your other blanket will be towards the top of your mat. If you have additional blankets or pillows, go ahead and grab those. I am going to grab them myself. So we'll start with the right hip down, and I'm going to show the left side just so I'm facing your direction. So you're going to come onto your right hip and scooch up nice and close to your prop stack here. Hands come to frame your props. Find length through the spine and lower yourself down. And you might need to adjust where that blanket is for support. This is why I like having another pillow or blanket. So your left arm that tends to kind of be hanging in space can find more support. So there's lots of cushion, lots of comfort here. The goal here is comfort and ease. So I added one bolster in between the legs, and I have another bolster supporting my right arm. Let your eyes close. And if you are practicing this and it's light out, like it is for me right now, this blanket on top of your bolster has a dual purpose. You can bring it over your head to create darkness. If darkness is helpful for you to find deeper rest, bring it in. If it's not, and you prefer not to have something over your eyes or over your head, and you prefer to have more light, you do you. So as we are now in our restorative practice, I will be talking quite a bit less. But before I allow you to rest, if you find that the quiet and the stillness causes your mind to speed up, I invite you to reconnect with your breath. Feel the sensations of your breath, where it moves. And you can also come back to your intention and use it as a mantra, repeating it over and over. So either using the breath or your intention as a mantra to focus the mind, or anything else that you find helpful in your practice. Deepen your breath. With as much ease as possible, press yourself back up. And bring your props to the other side. The props beneath your arms and between your legs. Turn away from your bolster and come to rest on your left side. Hands frame your prop stack and lower yourself down. And ask yourself what props, what resources you need to bring in for utmost comfort and ease. And I didn't mention it on the other side, but you may find that you start to get a little bit cooler in your body in this restorative practice, in any restorative practice. So you can bring another blanket in for warmth. You may have heard cover your kidneys in TCM, especially during the winter time. Really important to prioritize warmth. That might look like a pair of fuzzy socks or a sweatshirt or an extra blanket. So bring those in if that's sounding really nice and lovely at this point of your practice. Deepen your breath. Press into your hands and slowly come back up. Keep your prop stack as it is behind you and your blanket beneath you. And bring one of your bolsters underneath your knees. And bring the soles of the feet together. And then if you did add a blanket for warmth, or that sounds really nice to have right now, bring that over your body. And lie back onto your bolster, onto your props. And I'm going to grab another bolster. But you can use a pillow and have your extra props alongside of you for your arms to rest upon. And another use of the strap here is to cover your eyes if you like. Doesn't work so much in our previous position, but here it can work just fine. We are so used to moving so quickly in our day-to-day life that you may find yourself rushing to set up this next position. Just remind yourself there's no rush, you have time. If there are any adjustments that need to be made, you may notice once you start to settle, either adding props in or moving stuff around, moving your body around. Make those adjustments whenever necessary. Remember, the goal is rest, ease, comfort. Bring awareness to your breath. If you had an eye covering, slowly remove it. Bring one foot to the mat, followed by the other. Roll over to one side, just enough to come back up. The bolster that's underneath your legs right now, you can keep it there. Our next stop is Shavasana. If your blanket has fringe, roll it up just once or twice. It's not very much, so that you have a tail of the rest of the blanket behind you. And come to lie on your back. Reposition that blanket so it's resting in the most comfortable spot. You may even find that you need less of a roll than what you initially thought, depending on the thickness of your blanket, or you might need a bigger roll if your blanket is really thin. So remember, there's no rush. Take your time. And I find that that message resonates with me whenever I'm experiencing grief, moving through grief, to remind myself that there's no timeline. There isn't an exact way to feel. There's no right or wrong way to feel. If you need that reminder, that is for you as much as it is for me. It's a reminder that I come back to often for myself. So maybe say quietly to yourself, you are right on time. You are right where you need to be. Acknowledge the power that is within you. The unique source and offering of power that only you have, that only you can draw from and offer the world, that you can offer yourself, your neighbors, your friends, your colleagues. Visualize what that power feels like. What does it look like? Is there an image or a song that comes to mind, or a place that fuels your power? Notice what you notice when you think of your power, your strength, all that is within you. No matter where you are in your grief right now, whether it's a place of deeper clarity or whether you feel connected to your power right now, or maybe it doesn't feel super clear. Whatever is your experience right now is okay. It's right where you need to be. You are right where you need to be in your journey in this life. Let go of any labels that you have placed upon yourself or that you have accepted from others, knowingly or unknowingly. Any voices, any energy that you feel and that you experience, that you hear, that you've taken on, that wasn't yours to begin with. I invite you to take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, let all of that go that isn't you. Another deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your mouth. Another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Releasing all that isn't for you to hold on to anymore. And now as you breathe in fully, call in what is yours. Call your power back. Call your energy back that you have given away, knowingly or unknowingly. Breathe it in. Hold it in. Keep it there. Let it go. Let the breath go, but keep that energy within you. Let it settle in your heart as you breathe out. Another deep breath in, call it back. Your truth, your essence, your power. Let it settle into your cells, into your bones. Another deep breath in. And let it go. Begin to blink open your eyes. Find some gentle movement. Eventually making your way onto one side. Pause there. Let your head rest on your inner arm. Recognize this as a moment where you are coming back into alignment within yourself, within your body, within your mind, within your heart. Say thank you to yourself, to your body, and to this practice of yoga that has been around for thousands of years. Press into your palms and make your way back up. Find a comfortable seat. Rub your palms together. Generate some heat once again. After all that stillness and quiet, you might feel a little bit chilly. That's normal. Rub your palms maybe a little bit faster. Feel that warmth. Feel that energy being created. Bring your hands over your eyes. Feel the warmth in your eyes, around your eyes, softening the muscles of the face. And slowly let your fingertips graze softly across the face as you bring your palms together in front of your heart. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I hope that it offered you a piece or maybe more of what you needed to reconnect with your truth, to find something to believe in again, which is you, which is all of us collectively practicing together, either the same moment, different moments. When we give back to ourselves, when we choose oneness and connection to self, oneness and connection to each other, to the world, when we cultivate peace and stillness and practice rest for ourselves, we let that ripple out into the world. Let this be your activism. And if this is all that you can do, I honor you and I thank you for showing up for yourself, for being a part of this practice today. And if you are able to give, I hope that you can give any amount that feels supportive and nourishing for you to give in order for me to be able to support some nonprofits doing incredible, incredible work. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let there be peace, peace, peace. Within you, within me, and within all the hearts of those that need it most. I'll see you next time.